Hello guys, Jojo here. Welcome back to Vinyl Anatomy. This is the Ikea turntable Obegransad. I don't really know how to say it. It's just go by this. It is a collaboration between DJ group Swedish House Mafia and the furniture giant Ikea. Back about 3 to 4 months ago, when Ikea revealed the turntable alongside the furniture collection, it generates quite some hype on the internet because of the unusual product type. And here it is. Let's see if the furniture giant can create a worthy competitor for the entry-level turntable market. Start from the boot. When you take the table out from the box, it is pre-assembled. The weight is set, the cartridge is set, and you don't have to mess around with it. This is a good call from Ikea. But the whole body is plastic. Like this. The body is a plastic box with no damping, and if we take the mat off, we can see the platter is also plastic and it has trouble staying flat when turning. And through here you can see the motor head, and also the belt here indicate that is a belt drive turntable, and on here is the spindle and the lock for it. The only part that is not plastic is the aluminum arm, the weight, and of course the AD3600 cartridge. What else in the box is a USB-C to USB-A cable for power and a RCA to 3.5mm cable. The turntable has a built-in preamp, so you can connect it directly to your system, but there is no bypass option. Also, there is no power adapter in the box. You only have the cable. You will need to find your power source for the Obegransad. On the side here, we can see the RCA jack and also the USB port, and more about them later. At the front, you can see two toggles here, one for power and one for speed. The tactile feeling of them is good, unlike other models in the same tier. With the build taken care of, here are my experience and thoughts about the turntable. One of the most bizarre things about Obegransad is this: the RCA to 3.5mm cable. When I hook it up the turntable with a standard pair of RCA cables to my system like you normally do, it only plays mono. The right channel plays, but the left is dead silence. I tried different cables, different components to narrow down the problem, and it is indeed the turntable. I even tried using an adapter like this to turn the 3.5mm jack back to RCA, like this. But that doesn't work either. It turns back to mono. The only way I can make it play stereo is by using the provided cable and plug it in to a pair of power speakers using a 3.5mm jack. This is a baffling design decision, or corner cutting of Obegransad circuits. It greatly reduces where you can integrate the turntable. You will need components that have auxiliary inputs to make it work, such as Bluetooth speakers or power speakers, because most of the traditional components in the stereo system does not offer such function. And I have never seen other turntable behave this way. On top of that, we cannot bypass the preamp inside the turntable. So Obegransad is designed for a specific scenario and is for a really specific kind of people. Now, let's talk about this, the power situation. Since Ikea doesn't provide a power adapter, you only have a cable, you can use things like this: a phone charger to power the turntable, or even better, you can use a power bank to power a turntable and play anywhere you want it, making this turntable an even more unique offer. If you're still interested in Obegransad after hearing about those quirky features, let's talk about upgradability and performance. Because the turntable is targeting the entry-level market, we have a fixed counterweight, which means you cannot change the weight for your turntable. On mine, it says for 2.68 grams, which means Ikea was aiming for the ideal weight range for AT3600 at a 2.5 between 3.5, give you more flexibility to upgrade if you choose to do so. But since you cannot bypass the preamp and can only use a 3.5mm jack, the headroom to grow is still slim. Needed to mention that sound quality will be hindered because of the limited components you can pair with. Now the speed of the turntable. The speed of the turntable is pretty steady. It sets around 33.6 when my phone is set right next to the spindle, and 34.1 when set on top of the spindle with a record weight present. It's not uncommon for an entry level to turn slightly faster, so I'll give it a pass. The sonic performance, however, is surprising. I assume it is because it doesn't have Bluetooth or other convenient functions built in. It has a simpler circuit, it has simpler pass, it has a beefier sound compared to other entry-level tables that are also using the 3600 cartridges. Whenever you first start the turntable, the resonance from the arm was bad, but it quickly dies down, which leads me to thinking that there might be some sort of filter built into the preamp, and the overall sound quality for the entry level is impressive. So, who are the target audiences? At a retail price of $160 US or 140 euros, the Obegransad is a hard sell, especially with the weird RCA output situation. If you don't look to upgrade your system, or if you only want to use it with power speakers, Bluetooth speakers, or anything that has a 3.5mm input, and if you like the aesthetic, then go ahead and put it into your system. That's a lot of if before you can do that. But if you look at other brands offering and will want to grow your system, this is a hard pass because it's just gonna outgrow the turntable really fast. And that's about it. It's a funky turntable that's designed for a really specific scenario and a really niche group of people. At the moment, they are sold out on Ikea's website, but from my standpoint, you didn't miss much even they come back. There are way better turntables on the markets that are at the same price point or slightly above. If you are looking for your first turntable, keep looking, this is not it. And that's my review of the hype up Ikea turntable. Sorry to let you down, and we'll see you next time. Peace.